I'm going to share with you 10 affirmations that, if you commit to them, will completely transform your life. But before I give them to you, I need you to understand something critical. Most people hear about affirmations and they dismiss them. They think affirmations are just wishful thinking, positive mumbo-jumbo that doesn't work in the real world. And you know what? For most people, they're right. Because most people do affirmations wrong. They say the words without belief, without emotion, without commitment. They say them once or twice and expect magic. And when nothing happens, they say, "See, I knew it was nonsense. But I've been teaching affirmations for over 40 years. I've used them myself to go from sleeping in my car to building a multi-million-dollar business. I've taught them to thousands of people who have transformed their lives. And I can tell you, with absolute certainty, affirmations work. But only if you use them correctly. Only if you commit to them completely. Let me explain how they actually work, because once you understand the mechanism, you'll never doubt them again. Your subconscious mind controls about 95% of your behavior. It's like the operating system of a computer. Your conscious mind is like the user interface. You can type commands into the user interface all day long, but if those commands don't reach the operating system, nothing changes. Most people are trying to change their lives using only their conscious mind. They make decisions. They set goals. They try to use willpower. But their subconscious mind, their operating system, is still running the old programming. And eventually, the old programming wins. Affirmations are the language your subconscious mind understands. When you repeat an affirmation with emotion, with belief, with feeling, you're sending a command directly to your operating system. You're installing new programming. And here's the key. Any command repeated over and over again in a spirit of faith, acceptance, and belief will eventually be accepted by your subconscious mind. Eventually, not immediately, not after one repetition, but eventually, with enough repetition, your subconscious mind accepts the new programming as fact. And once it accepts it as fact, it starts to make it real in your external world. Now, most psychologists agree that 95% of your emotions are determined by the things you think and the words you say to yourself as you go through your day. Think about that. 95%. Your self-talk is creating your emotional reality moment by moment. And your emotional reality determines your quality of life. So if you want to change the quality of your life, you have to change your self-talk. You have to take control of your inner dialogue. You have to consciously program yourself with the thoughts and words that will create the life you want. Here's something I discovered early in my career, something I teach everywhere I go. The quality of your overall life is determined by how you feel moment to moment, not by what you have, not by what you've accomplished, but by how you feel right now, and how you feel is determined by what you're saying to yourself. So one of your most important goals should be to use affirmations and positive self-talk to keep yourself thinking and talking about what you want, and to keep your mind off of what you don't want or what you fear. Now let me give you the 10 affirmations that will transform you. These aren't random. These are specific affirmations I've developed and refined over decades of study and practice. Each one targets a critical area of your psychology. Each one, used correctly, will reprogram a part of your subconscious mind. But you have to commit to them. You have to say them every single day, multiple times per day, with emotion, with belief, with feeling. If you just read them and forget them, nothing will happen. But if you commit to them for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, your life will transform in ways you can't imagine right now. Affirmation number 1. I like myself. I like myself. I like myself. This is the most important affirmation I've ever taught. Your level of self-esteem determines everything else in your life. How much you like yourself determines how much you achieve, how much you earn, how well you relate to others, how happy you are. People with high self-esteem accomplish more. They earn more. They have better relationships. They're healthier. They're happier. And self-esteem isn't something you're born with or without. It's something you build through self-talk. Every morning, when you wake up, before you do anything else, say to yourself, I like myself. I like myself. I like myself. Say it with conviction. Say it with feeling. Even if you don't believe it at first, say it anyway. Because here's what happens. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. It accepts what you tell it repeatedly. So when you say, I like myself, over and over, even if you don't fully believe it, yet your subconscious mind starts to accept it. And as it accepts it, your behavior starts to align with it. You start acting like someone who likes themselves. And as you act that way, you actually become that way. Affirmation number 2, I love my work. I love my work. I love my work. Most people hate their jobs. They spend 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, doing something they resent, and then they wonder why they're miserable. But here's the truth. Whether you love your work or hate your work is largely determined by what you tell yourself about it. 2 people can do the exact same job, and one loves it while the other hates it. The difference isn't the job. It's their self-talk about the job. When you repeatedly tell yourself, I love my work, something extraordinary happens. Your mind starts to find reasons to make that statement true. It starts to notice the positive aspects of your work. It starts to minimize the negative aspects. You actually begin to enjoy what you're doing more. And as you enjoy it more, you perform better. And as you perform better, you get better results. And better results lead to more recognition, more opportunities, more income. It's a positive spiral that starts with changing your self-talk. Affirmation number 3. I feel healthy. I feel happy. I feel terrific. This is one of my personal favorites. I say this multiple times every single day. When someone asks me how I'm doing, I always respond, I feel terrific. Even if I don't feel terrific in that moment, I say it anyway. Because the law of expression says that whatever is expressed is impressed. Whatever you say to yourself or others is impressed more deeply into your subconscious mind and is more likely to become a permanent part of your personality. When you say, I feel healthy, I feel happy, I feel terrific, you're programming your subconscious mind to create those feelings. Your body follows your mind. Your energy level, your immune system, your overall health, they're all influenced by your mental state. And your mental state is determined by your self-talk. So take control of it. Decide right now that regardless of your circumstances, regardless of how you actually feel, in any given moment, you're going to tell yourself and others that you feel terrific. Do this consistently, and watch how your actual feelings start to align with your words. Affirmation number 4. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. This affirmation builds your confidence and your sense of capability. Most people face a challenge, and their first thought is, I don't know if I can do this. This might be too hard. Maybe I'm not capable. And that self-doubt becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. They don't try their hardest because they don't believe they can succeed. And because they don't try their hardest, they don't succeed. And then they say, see, I knew I couldn't do it. But when you program yourself with, I can do it, you approach challenges differently. You believe in your capability. You try harder. You persist longer. You find creative solutions. And because of all that, you succeed more often. And each success reinforces the belief that you can do it. It's a positive feedback loop, but it starts with the affirmation. It starts with telling yourself, before you have evidence, before you know for sure, I can do it. Affirmation number 5. I am excellent at time management. I use my time well. This is one of the most practical affirmations I teach. Time management is the master skill of success. If you can't manage your time effectively, you can't achieve anything significant. But most people are terrible at time management because they've programmed themselves with negative beliefs. They tell themselves, I never have enough time. I'm always behind. I can't get everything done. Instead, start programming yourself with positive beliefs about your time management. Every morning, say to yourself, I am excellent at time management. I use my time well. And throughout the day, whenever you're working on a task, remind yourself, I use my time well. I use my time well. This simple affirmation will start to change your behavior. You'll start to make better decisions about how you spend your time. You'll start to prioritize more effectively. You'll start to eliminate time-wasting activities, and you'll actually become excellent at time management, not through force or discipline, but through programming your subconscious mind. Affirmation number 6. I am a money magnet. Money flows to me easily and continuously from multiple sources. This affirmation addresses your beliefs about money. Most people have negative programming about money. They were taught that money is scarce, that you have to struggle to earn it, that wanting money is greedy or materialistic. And these beliefs sabotage their financial success. But money is just energy. It flows to people who are open to receiving it. And openness is determined by your beliefs. When you tell yourself, I am a money magnet, money flows to me easily and continuously from multiple sources, you're programming your subconscious mind to look for and create opportunities to earn money. You start to notice possibilities you were blind to before. You start to take actions that lead to financial rewards. This isn't magic. This is psychology. Your beliefs determine your perceptions determine your actions, and your actions determine your results. Affirmation. Number 7. I am the architect of my own destiny. I create my own reality. This affirmation instills the fundamental belief in personal responsibility and personal power. Most people see themselves as victims of circumstance. They believe their life is determined by external forces. And as long as they believe that, they're powerless to change anything. But the truth is, you are the architect of your own destiny. You create your own reality through the choices you make every single day. When you affirm this repeatedly, when you imprint this belief into your subconscious mind, you take back your power. You stop blaming. You stop making excuses. You stop waiting for someone or something to save you. And you start taking responsibility for creating the life you want. This single shift in belief can transform everything. Affirmation number 8. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. This is based on the principle of Kaizen, continuous improvement. When you tell yourself every day that you're getting better, your mind starts to look for evidence of improvement. It starts to notice small gains. It starts to celebrate progress, and what you focus on expands. Most people focus on what's wrong, what they haven't achieved yet, how far they still have to go. And that focus creates discouragement. But when you focus on the fact that you're getting better every day, even if the improvement is tiny, you create momentum. You build confidence. You develop patience for the process, and you actually do get better, faster, because your mind is programmed to look for and create improvement. Affirmation number 9, I am surrounded by abundance. Everything I need comes to me at the perfect time. This affirmation shifts you from a mindset of scarcity to a mindset of abundance. Scarcity thinking makes you anxious, desperate, and reactive. You make poor decisions because you're operating from fear. But abundance thinking makes you calm, confident, and strategic. You make good decisions because you trust that resources are available. When you repeatedly tell yourself, I am surrounded by abundance, everything I need comes to me at the perfect time, you start to perceive abundance where you previously saw scarcity. You start to trust the process instead of forcing things. You start to attract better opportunities because your energy is different. People want to work with people who operate from abundance, not from desperation. Affirmation number 10. I am destined for greatness. I have unlimited potential. This final affirmation addresses your sense of possibility. Most people underestimate themselves. They settle for mediocrity not because they lack talent or capability, but because they lack belief in their own potential. They've programmed themselves with limitations. When you tell yourself repeatedly, I am destined for greatness, I have unlimited potential, you're removing those self-imposed limitations. You're giving yourself permission to dream bigger, to attempt more, to become more. This doesn't mean you'll become arrogant or unrealistic. It means you'll stop artificially constraining yourself. You'll start to explore what you're truly capable of, and you'll discover that your potential is far greater than you ever imagined. Now, here's how to use these 10 affirmations effectively. Every morning, as soon as you wake up, before you check your phone, before you do anything else, go through all 10 affirmations. Say each one 3 times, out loud if possible, with emotion, with conviction. This takes less than 5 minutes. 5 minutes to program your mind for success for the entire day. Then, throughout the day, repeat individual affirmations as needed. When you're facing a challenge, say, I can do it. When you're working, say, I love my work. When someone asks how you are, say, I feel terrific. When you're making a financial decision, remind yourself, I am a money magnet. Make these affirmations part of your constant internal dialogue. And finally, every night before you go to sleep, go through all 10 affirmations again. Your subconscious mind is most receptive right before sleep. What you program into your mind in those final moments before sleeping will be processed all night long. You'll literally be reprogramming yourself while you sleep. Do this for 30 days. Commit completely. Don't skip a day. Don't do it half-heartedly. Treat it like a scientific experiment. Give it 30 days of complete commitment and then evaluate the results. I promise you, if you do this consistently for 30 days, you will not be the same person you are today. Your confidence will be higher. Your energy will be better. Your results will improve. Your entire life will start to transform. But it only works if you commit. It only works if you actually do it every single day, with emotion, with belief, with feeling. These aren't just words. These are commands to your subconscious mind. They're the programming that will create your future. So the question is, are you ready to commit? Are you ready to transform? Because these 10 affirmations will transform you if you commit to them.